Hi everybody, welcome to TGTX Stocks channel. Today I present you a new episode. Specifically, I will give you the top biotech stocks to buy. And this is part 2 of the series. So be excited with me and have a look with me at the next top biotech stocks to buy. These have excellent momentum characteristics and some of them have also very strong growth. So I think it's definitely a video to watch till the end and have a look at all these stocks. Okay, before I start right off with the first stock, I have to make a short disclaimer. This video does not constitute financial advice. It's for entertainment purposes only, so please consider that. Okay, everybody, so that was it for the intro. Let's start right off with the first stock. And as you can see, I have it here on the chart. It is mRNA Moderna. Moderna, here you can see the longer term chart of Moderna. Moderna has been an IPO in December 2018. After its IPO, here it formed a nice IPO base. And this year around March, it could break out of that IPO base, form a nice uptrend. The short-term chart here, we see a sideways move, a sideways base, yeah. And recently, yeah, in November, we could break out, trade to the upside strongly with a corona vaccine news. We could trade to the upside and with the strong trial results and breakout. And also, by the way, so Moderna has been a stock in my tech momentum stock strategy, and this is a strategy where the best momentum stocks are traded. And I had it in that strategy since the start of November, and I'm nearly up 50% with that stock in that strategy. So please, if you want to have more stock tips like this, please subscribe to my channel so that you do not miss any nice stocks. Okay, so Moderna is looking great. This week it broke out again, especially on Friday. It had a very strong move, and yeah, it's looking very strong. And I think it wants to go higher, especially when they produce the vaccines. And I think they will have excellent earnings. So I think it's definitely a hot stock. Yeah, the growth characteristics of Moderna are good as well. The EPS growth is 18% and the sales growth is very strong with 617%, and the relative strength rating is also very strong with 98. So I think it's definitely a top biotech stock to buy. Okay, everybody, so that was it for Moderna. Let's have a look at the next top biotech stock to buy. And it is KODK Sciences. Here you can see the longer term chart of KODK, and as you can see, KODK was an IPO in October 2018. After its IPO, here it traded sideways a little bit and could break out of its IPO base, let's say around June 2019, and since then it could form a nice uptrend. In the short-term chart here, you can see, yeah, here we have had a sideways movement, a longer sideways movement, and we could break out of that sideways movement, let's say around October this year. And since then, we have been trading to the upside strongly, so strongly. So, I mean, this is definitely a very strong move. I mean, since October, we have doubled in the stock, yeah. So I think it's a hot stock. Yeah. KODK's growth characteristics, the EPS growth is very strong with 115%, and the relative strength rating is also very strong with 97. So I think it's definitely a top biotech stock to buy. Okay, everybody, so that was it for KODK. Let's have a look at the next top biotech stock to buy, and it is IMBT, Immunovant. Here you can see the longer term chart of Immunovant, and as you can see, Immunovant was an IPO in June 2019. after its IPO. It formed a nice IPO base here, could break out of that IPO base. And yeah, and this year in March, we made a low in Immunovant with the Corona news. But quickly we could trade to the upside in Immunovant and form a nice strong uptrend. The short-term chart here, you see a way strong and way nice uptrend for Immunovant. So nice and so less volatile. So I think this, from a technical standpoint, this stock Immunovant is looking way strong. Yeah, Immunovant's growth characteristics, the EPS growth is not that strongest, it's negative, but the relative strength rating is very strong with 97, and I think it's in a hot sector, in the biotech sector. So I think Immunovant is definitely a top biotech stock to buy. Okay, everybody, so that was it for Immunovant. Let's have a look at the next top biotech stock to buy. And it is INO, Inovio Pharmaceuticals. Here you can see the longer term chart of Inovio Pharmaceuticals, and as you can see here, let's say since around 2016 it has been in a downtrend, and it made its low in last year in September, and then it could reverse and break out of that downtrend, let's say in January this year, trade to the upside and form a nice uptrend. In the short-term chart here you can see, we made a high in June this year, and since then we have been consolidating, and now we are trading at the lower end of this sideways moving base. And it looks like soon we could break out here. If we trade a little bit to the upside, we could break out in Inovio, and I think that we could see a strong run in Inovio. Inovio's growth characteristics, the EPS growth is 12%, the sales growth is as well 12%, and the relative strength rating is very strong with 97. So I think Inovio is definitely a top biotech stock to buy. Okay, everybody, so that was it for Inovio. Let's have a look at the last top biotech stock to buy. And it is TGTX, TG Therapeutics. Here you can see the longer term chart of TG Therapeutics, and as you can see, it has been quite volatile here, trading volatile. I mean, we had here since from 2015 we traded down to 2017, then we could trade up a little bit, trade down again, but let's say around November last year we could break out from here and form a nice and strong uptrend. In the short-term chart here you see an uptrend, and currently here we are base building, and it looks like soon we could break out from that handle here. And this would be an attractive entry point to buy the stock when it breaks out above these highs here. I think this would be attractive very much. The EPS growth is 9%, the sales growth is around 0, and the relative strength rating is very strong with 96. So I think it's also a top biotech stock to buy. Okay, everybody, so these were the top biotech stocks to buy for today. I hope there are some interesting stocks for you, so check them out and do your research if you think there is an interesting one for you. And also, if you liked that video, please give it a thumbs up. This would help me very much. And you can leave also your comments below. Tell me which stock you like the most of that video. So maybe I could cover it a little bit more in depth. And also, everybody, please do not forget to subscribe to this channel so that you do not miss any video going forward. I will make the next videos planned about the top momentum stocks to buy, and these are excellent stocks. And I have one top momentum stock strategy where I had Moderna in it, and I'm up very much with that stock. So please subscribe and hit the notifications bell so that you do not miss this upcoming momentum stock series. Okay, everybody. So thank you for watching, and cheers, and I hope to see you soon.